Aloha. So these video explanations are just a courtesy recap. I will go into in-depth explanation about these things in practice when we're together. If you have any questions, or put them in the comment section. However, a lot of this stuff is just gonna be over the top of the head. So when I say this stuff, as long as it's clear on this video, I will never erase this video and you'll have this as a resource to put two and two together when all these concepts start pancaking to make a huge stack of awesomeness. Then we're gonna pour some awesome syrup on it and eat them up. Okay, so what I'd like you to do each and every day, and each and every time you pick up the guitar after you get it in tune, is to stretch out, do your thing. These are called spider exercises. You're gonna take your first finger, put it on the first fret, and it's going to be pointy. It's not going to be flat like a bar chord would, but it's gonna come directly in towards it. When I do this, I'm gonna play a downstroke with not the pointy part of the pick, but more importantly, the flat part. When I play a downstroke, it's considered a quarter or a beat, one beat. When I move up, I'm taking that crotchet or that one beat, that quarter note, and we're going up to another. So crotchet, 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 crotchet. When I've got a quarter, 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 and then I move my finger up to get to the A string, the fifth string, I would be playing A, B flat, A sharp, B, C, C sharp. So in total, we have downstroke, 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 downstroke. All those fingers are still gonna be on the fretboard. Then we're gonna move it up to the B flat or the A sharp, and then we're gonna thusly do the same thing. In my mind, when I'm doing this, I think up, sharp, down, flat. They're all an enharmonic anyways, meaning a B flat note for a B flat major is the same as an A sharp. They have the same name, same tone, different concept. So when we go through this, I think E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. That four finger note and then the extension leads to the next string above being open. Fifth fret, E string, A note. Open A string. Fifth fret, A string, D note. Does that for everyone except for the G string. When the G string comes, we go G to a G sharp, to an A sharp or a B flat, then a B on the fourth fret, and then that next string, the two string, becomes that B. Then we go back to our five note pattern. Fifth fret on the B string, there's our E. Each one of these, when played, should be in unison with each other. If not, you could fine tune. And then each one of these, played at the 5-5-7-7-7-5-5-4-5, should have the same harmonic. Here, I was a little flat there. Okay. So once we have that, spider exercises are going to be first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, move up. First fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, and you're gonna want to do this process all the way up. Now, granted, I'm going a little faster, but when you get to the top, you want to go all the way to the bottom. I would suggest going about this speed, because eventually we're going to be doing 16th notes with the same rhythm, which means we're going to be doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up in the course of one downstroke. So when we have a crotchet, four crotchets tied together, we get 2 eighth notes, yep, or 4 quarters. What we're gonna be having here is this over and over and over again. When you get all the way to the top and you go down to the bottom and you're still doing all of these downstrokes, eventually after doing this 4 or 5 times, what we're gonna wanna do is switch that when we get down to the bottom one to a down up, which is gonna look like this. You're gonna take all these downstrokes on your strumming hand and do it down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. Do you notice how we're doing 2 notes for each one of these, two plugs, two strums, 2 picks for each one of these tonal notes, which means we're just moving it up and having 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, back to the beginning, right? You can also do this exercise as doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, but both are extremely important and extremely valid. The point of spider exercises is to play these slow and to make sure that they're tonally complete, that there's no fretting out. Each note's nice and loud. When you do these, you might eventually start doing combinations of notes. And what happens is when you work on one finger getting a tone and then another finger getting a tone, you put those together and you realize that you will push harder on some notes than you do on the others because it becomes easier with functionality. The reason why I teach these spider exercises is there is really no chord that you're going to play that requires you to put anything more than the 5th fret. Case in point, spider exercises. Right here, starting off my note on the 1st fret, playing my 2nd note on the 2nd fret, 3rd on the 3rd, and then putting my pinky up on the B, I get a diminished chord just by these 3 frets and 4 fingers, right? If I move it up, still the same chord, but factually it turns into a F sharp diminished, then a G diminished, then a G sharp diminished. If I was going down, it would be G diminished, G flat diminished, F diminished, F flat diminished, which is an E. We'll get into all these enharmonic names of chords and whatnot, but the spider exercises are where it's at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is about the fastest I would go in doing my warm-ups. This is what I do for my warm-ups. I'll do like something like this. See, I'm doing 1, 3, 2, 2, or I can do them 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of these teaches a very important concept that we just pass over. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need to lift my finger. I can just flatten it and it's already ready already. These sort of things help us progress from one level of playing to another without even noticing it. Which brings us to our second exercise. Teeter-totters! So the first one, spider exercises, forms muscle memory without you even think about it, encourages right hand picking, quarters, 8th notes, 16th notes, and 32nd notes. Those are a little harder to play the faster you go through quarters. So what we do with teeter-totters to explore that is this. Pick any chord you know. I would say D major and E major because they're the easiest ones to wrap our brain around right now. Play the E major, 1st finger, 1st fret on the G string, making that note sharpened to a G sharp note. And then we're going to be playing our 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the A string for a B note. And then right above it, our 3rd finger horizontally, right above it on the 2nd fret on the D string, you're going to be playing an E note. So all these in fashion, ready? G string goes to a G sharp. The A string goes past the A sharp of the B flat and lands on a B. And then right above it, the E note comes from a D, D sharp, or E flat to an E. When we play this chord, we get this with our pinky off. Teeter-totter simply suggests taking your 1st finger off that G sharp, removing your finger from the 2nd fret on the A string for that B note and putting it on the 1st fret on that G sharp note. Moving the 3rd finger, which is currently on the E note, over to the B note, same fret, just a string below it there on the 5th fret. And then right above there, put your pinky down, which was not on the fretboard and now is. These are the same chord, but one allows you to take that shape, move up the same, and then bar with your extra finger now. B-A-R-R-E, meaning E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, B sharp, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, or E, E flat, D, D flat, C, C flat, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, F flat. Yep. So on. These are concepts that make sense, that enharmonic equivalents can be a D minor chord, right? Played like this, can take this finger and put it on the F, which is still in the chord. They're octaves, right? And then if I were to take this whole thing, this D minor, and bar the whole thing and keep this shape, it becomes a B flat major 7. So, isn't a D minor and a B flat major 7 the exact same chord? We just call it 2 different things. And when it's in a progression like, I don't know, like... Is that a D minor or a B flat major 7? Well, what if it's relative? I really can't tell the difference until you definitely say that one note rather than by switching up to the fifth of that chord, B flat major, B flat, C, A, D flat, no, E flat, A, no, what is that? B flat, C, D, E flat, F. When you go to that F note and you play that as your bass, I can't tell the difference between a D minor and a B flat major 7 if that F right there is added. So what I do is I use both intermittently because you can. What we're going to go over in the future is how to take this concept, which is a little, but it is something we work on in the first 2 or 3 times of us meeting. C major, because you can play a teeter-totter now and you know how to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. The whole point is to be able to play that same C major while keeping your hand that's strumming moving, and then switch your chord on the and of 1. My goodness, yes. So if you're playing a D major, D, 2, 3. Look how much time there is between 2, 3, 4, 2. Now here's the caveat. If you could keep your right hand going, 1, switch, 2. Look how much time there is between me strumming on the 1. Even when we go to half notes where we play on 1, 2, 1. Look how much faster it is. Now quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and now how about 16ths? 1 E and a 2 E and a 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 32nd notes. What happens is the slower you go in the beginning, the easier it is to play those faster notes. We do this with individual notes and with chords. So getting that going on your right hand is amazing. Here's the concept that it turns into. C, open D, E, half step to F, open G, A, open B, C. We will practice out of C major playing C at the 3rd fret, D as an open, E at the 2nd fret, F at the 3rd fret, G open, A at the 2nd fret, B open, and then C at the 1st fret. When we can play C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, forwards and backwards, and then we can play 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, so on and so forth, skipping one, going back, skipping one, going back. Then we could play it in 3-note variances. C, D, E, C, D, E, D, E, F, D, E, F, E, F, G, E, F, G. Then we do 6-note variances. C, D, E, F, G, A, C, D, E, F, G, A, D, E, F, G, A, B. When we could do that, we're tricking our brain into knowing how many notes come between the intervals and then how to choose them in fashion. Improvisation is nothing more than using that concept while a chord is over the top of whatever you're doing, using sharpening and flattening. Sorry. And using every one of those notes and omitting the ones that suck, the ones that don't make sense. So I wouldn't have like a G major, C major, D major progression. This is a 1, 4, 5 jam. G is my 1, G, A, B, C. C is my 4, C, D, C, C sharp, D. D is my 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G, 4, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D. So a 1-4-5 jam is G, C, D in the key of G. If it was a 1-4-5 jam in the key of F, it would be F, B flat, C. Because we're just working out. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So that's all we need to know as far as this episode goes, this session. Next week, come back with your spider exercises and your teeter-totters rocking. If you want to go above and beyond, absolutely. But don't jump too far ahead because I want to make sure the fingerings you're using for C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C are correct. Before we use our second finger, omit the first and open and play the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Same notes, just in different places. And then we omit our second finger and use the first. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Same notes, just a different positioning on the fretboard. Don't worry about those last two. Just worry about the C major, C, open D, E, F, open G, A, open B, C. And try and get those forwards and backwards about at this rhythm. When you do this, maybe second time through, try harmonies. C, D, F, G, A, C. Have fun with it. Hit wrong notes. You will find soon that the whole trial and error process of this correlates. You do what you know, you learn new concepts, and then you practice. Practicing is different than playing. Practicing is this. I am playing a C major scale. I know that when I raise my fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, to a sharp 4, it becomes Lydian. Don't have to know a lot about that mode now, but knowing that it's not just Ionian, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, that it's still major because it has a major third, 1, 2, 3, but has a raised fourth, makes it different. So when I have somebody playing like a I could use Lydian over the top, which has do, re, mi, fa. So if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be a raised fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be my natural fourth. This is my raised fourth, therefore different. Still a major mode though. And what we're gonna do is I'll explain this concept, which is way above and beyond. However, the core and the foundation comes from this. If you can hear C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's the C major scale for C major. If you can play a D minor and still play that C major scale, but stop using the 1 as the C and start your mode from your second on the C, you will have a D minor with a D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then D. That's D Dorian. When I go to E minor, C, D, E, it becomes E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, which is E Phrygian. F becomes, hear how it has do, re, mi, fa. Because it has that 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, it's safe to assume that because I'm playing a C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, if I start from the 4th scale degree, F, C, D, E, F, and do a C major scale, it gives me the interval spacing, which relates to whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, rather than whole step, half step. This will all homogenize and come together as soon as we start having examples through modern and classical music. And I will do my best to explain these modal structures, chord movements, and caveats of just awesomeness on how to hear a D major, add it with a D sus4, and have it resolve to something other than the chords you know. So if we're having like a, she's a good girl, she loves her mama. You could also have, she's a good girl. You could use chords like this over the top. And be able to move around this fretboard with a little more ease and knowledge. It always makes it much more interesting to know what you're doing as well. We'll talk about how all these scales come from Ionian and how when we manipulate that chord scale, we get all of our different modes no matter what they are. We'll talk about how to use open borrowing chords, like this kind of chord, which is nothing more than a D minor. It just uses different fingerings to give you a more open, airy feel. And then we'll have different ways of playing chords like a G major, where we use just the one, the minor, and raise it to get chords that feel G major-ish, but they're movable. You'll notice chords like this that are just abstract, but they're actually based off like a B minor. I use them a lot with and then we can go over a lot of traditional music like a and what we do is we dissect this stuff. So it doesn't seem so hard when it's just a G and a D with a little bit of all these spider exercises, right? And when we get rid of all the notes that aren't inside this thing and we just pull out the you'll find certain ways that your fingers just naturally want to move. We could go forwards, we could go backwards, we could go half and half. We could do like different rhythm patterns on this side. We could do a whole gamut of different things. But the easiest way to explain what you and I are doing right now, you and I are learning to how to have a vocabulary together, to communicate. So when I say D major, dropping down our root to the major seventh for a D major 7, or dropping down our root a whole step for a D dominant 7. Being able to know a D major 7, D dominant 7, D6, D5, D4, being able to go through all these things is super important when you're just trying to feel out the entire picture. And what I'm trying to do is give these to you in bite-sized portions so you're not overwhelmed. I hope you really enjoyed today. I really enjoyed meeting you. I see a lot of awesomeness, and I'm looking forward to this journey with you. Put in the comment section if you have any questions or give me a text. Aloha.